and welcome to the 2014 Annual Spring Reception for Community Resources for Justice.
This is a very special evening for CRJ. Not only our annual event that we applaud our community heroes and get a chance to reach out to so many of you who are our supporters and friends, but we have a real honor tonight to honor Eddie Davis. And that's something very special to many people in this room, and certainly to support CRJ, and we're very grateful to you for being here, and of course, for Ed for being our honoree. This is a complicated nonprofit organization. And for those of you who are just getting to learn about CRJ, here's what I think you really need to know. Simply put, we undertake difficult and often unpopular work. We say that we work with vulnerable populations, and we certainly do. But what ultimately we do is provide the chance for a rewarding and meaningful life for men and women that are often marginalized by much of society. We know the programs and services that we provide improve the quality of their life and the people entrusted to our care, and we know that they protect and help the communities in which we live.
Many of you know CRJ, its history, its programs, its services, its mission. We're 136 years old. Actually, it'll be 136 2 weeks from today. The history of the organization, we had three wonderful late 1800 organizations: the New England Society for the Suppression of Vice, the John Howard Industrial Home, and the Massachusetts Prison Association. Each of them operating independently, but each of them with a common mission of caring for people on the margins of our society, while at the same time looking to improve public safety and strengthen communities. Over the years, those organizations, as well as others, joined to form CRJ. As Scott mentioned, today, CRJ is a $40 million nonprofit charitable business. Our programs and services are powered by investments from state and from governments at all levels, state, federal, and local, and from private support of foundations, corporations, and individuals like you. Our reputation continues to grow from a state organization to a regional player to now a national organization with operations in 12 states, 600 people spread across the nation. And tonight we have a special way to bring that part of the program, our program, together. And I have a special guest to help me with that, Reggie Talbert. And Reggie's going to join us. Reggie is general manager of Inner City Weightlifting. He and his team, working with young men in Boston who, frankly, are among the highest for risk of violent behavior. Inner City gets them from the street to the gym, and Reggie and his coaches do their magic there. The other thing about Reggie is he was 6 months in our Coolidge House in Boston. He's agreed to share some of that story with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Reggie Talbert. So, Reggie, you grew up in Boston.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I was born in South Carolina, moved to Boston when I was 5 years old. Lived in Dorchester all my life.
Yeah.
When I moved to Boston, the racism was out of control. Grew up a lot of running, getting beat up a lot, until I learned how to fight. Then it was the opposite. I mean, did a lot of time, back and forth to jail.
Mm-hmm. The situation turned for you. Tell me about the time you did, in particular the federal prison time.
Well, leading up to the federal time, I ended up getting shot when I was 18 years old, paralyzed from the neck down. They told me I'd never walk again. Was paralyzed for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Started coming back. But the anger I had in me made me worse. So when I got better, I continued to do crime. Long story short, ended up getting 15 years when I was 30 years old. Not because of the crime, but because I wouldn't tell on the person. Ended up getting 15 years. I did 13 years, 9 months, 7 days in the federal jail. While I was incarcerated, I told myself this was it. I had enough. I wasn't gonna come out the same way I went in. So I started doing programming, I got my GED, started working out a lot. The same thing my boss, John Feynman, was doing on the street, I was doing while I was incarcerated, trying to save the young cats, and I mean, getting them to do the right thing. I was on this thing called build and destroy. Build on everything positive to destroy the negative. I ended up getting a lot of young cats working out with me, doing the same thing John's doing right now, saving the kids.
This is in prison, you
Yes, sir, yes, sir. I got released December 3rd, 2009 to your establishment.
That's when you came to Coolidge House.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Tell me about that experience and what was helpful there.
Pretty much it was on me to do what I needed to do. And I was prepared for it. The first individual, social worker I call it, that I got wasn't good for me. Then they ended up giving me this lady named Stephanie. Stephanie didn't stand in my way. She helped me every which way she could. She provided, anything I asked her for, she provided it for me. From trying to find a location from work or trying to find home.
And since you left Coolidge, you've done well.
I would say I did more than well, sir.
Yeah?
Yes.
Good. Back to Coolidge House for a moment. So, and Stephanie, again, what was it about Stephanie's work with you that made a difference?
She cared. No matter what business you have, you're going to have some people that care and some people that don't. Some people just come to work just to get through the job and go back home. And then also, on the flip side, individuals like us coming to your establishment, we're going to do the right thing over and not. You're going to supply, Stephanie supplied the tools for me. Like I always tell John, the toolbox is everything. If you got a toolbox and nobody's using it, that's all it is. But if you got a person that's using the tool, now you have somebody that's an entrepreneur. I mean,
and that's what Stephanie helped you do.
Yes, yes, right.
So is there anything that you would want to say to Stephanie today about that experience and what it's meant to you where you are today? Actually, wait a minute. Why don't we have Stephanie join us? Stephanie?
Oh, for real? My girl. Look at that, Steph. What's up, baby girl?
Thank you.
Always
the gentleman.
What was it about Reggie that you...
Oh, Reggie, so, you know, the difference between you and people that don't make it is that you came in and you were so determined. He had so much motivation to really change, you know, the core of what you'd known for so long, and that's scary and that's difficult. And you, above all, weren't afraid to ask for help. And I think that's the biggest thing, is there's a lot of pride in not wanting to say, hey, you know, I need a job leader, I need an outfit for interviewing, and you did that. And, you know, we worked hard together.
Definitely.
You're giving me all this credit, but you worked hard, and I held you accountable.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I definitely was, you know, smoke underneath you for a long time, but it paid off, and you made my job so awesome, and look at you now.
In closing, I want to connect Reggie and Stephanie to the decision that each of you made to join us tonight and support the Edward F. Davis Fund for Reentry Support. Your gift to the fund helps us succeed with Reggie and others committed to self-improvements and change. Yes, the programs are supported by federal, state, and local funding, but as you can see, we aspire to be more. We expect and strive to exceed expectations in all areas of our business. As a high-performing, results-oriented organization, we need your support to deliver on that work that we know. So thank you very much again for helping us advance our mission. Thank you.
It's an honor and a privilege to introduce my friend Ed. CRJ's 2014 honoree. I couldn't think of anybody better. What you may not be aware of is Ed's work with this program, with CRJ, with John Larrabee and the CRJ staff. And oftentimes in the business, I refer to the front end and the back end when I'm talking about the criminal justice system. Well, Ed has applied himself on both. On the front end of the criminal justice system, he has worked tirelessly to reduce youth violence. And on the back end, He has worked extremely well with partners on what we call reentry. And Reggie can tell you about reentry. That's helping individuals successfully transition back after having been incarcerated to lead productive lives. Change agents, that's what Ed Davis is, and that's what CRJ is. Change agents through creative and innovative approaches to improving lives. Community Resources for Justice honors Edward F. Davis. His skill, compassion, leadership ability, and pursuit of excellence has advanced the profession of law enforcement and improved public safety. His commitment to advancing a just society has helped to foster a more effective criminal justice system, creating safer, livable neighborhoods and communities for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, Ed Davis.
First of all, this is a great honor, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate this organization thinking of me in these terms. Jerry said that I'm calm in most situations, and I'd rather be in a shootout than stand here right now, to be quite honest with you. But this is a good organization. This is an organization that makes a difference in people's lives. And you know, as you sit here and you think about what they do, you think about the component of this organization that deals with developmentally disabled and people with mental health problems, and the homes that they run and the difference that they make in their lives. And then you think about the work that they do with reentry. These are some of our most hardened criminals coming back to our neighborhoods, to our city streets. And then criminal justice policy. Have you guys picked anything easy? I mean, we'll have to check you guys, because really, these are some of the most difficult problems that society has to deal with. It was almost 20 years ago, John, that you and Frank appeared on my doorstep. Frank Hartman and John came into Lowell and started a project with me called Safety First. And Frank is a Harvard professor, and he sat at that first meeting and he said, what we need here is a powerful neutral convener. And I was from Lowell. I said, what the hell does that mean? Who is this guy? But the truth of the matter was, he's a very smart man. And when you look at this board of directors, and you look at the staff at this great organization, if you're in government, you can learn a lot from people who have this commitment to solving some of the most complex problems that we have in our society. I have a favorite phrase. It was Isaac Newton that said, if I can see things, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants. And I've had an opportunity to do that in my career. And so when I look across this room and I see those people that I've had a chance to work closely with and make a difference for the community because of the partnership and the collaboration that we've put together, it makes all the difference in the world to me. I thank you all. I appreciate it. Go Bruins.